What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Blitzball Champ is back here on the U to the Tube with another Carolina Panthers talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I know I'm a little late on this video. I usually do this a few days ago, but it's been a crazy, hectic, stressful week. But thankfully, finally glad to get to this video. So, ladies and gentlemen, Panther fans, week 9 is among us. We are here. Carolina Panthers, after winning on the road in Atlanta, will return back home and see if we can get this win streak continued as we take on the New England Patriots. So, let's go ahead and get started and take a look at this matchup. So first off, let's look at ESPN matchup predictor. And Carolina is actually the underdog. So 58.6% chance New England wins, 41.1% chance Carolina wins, and a 0.3% chance of a tie. Patriots have a handful of folks listed as questionable. Folks like Jonnu Smith, N'Keal Harry, Nick Folk, Jake Bailey, Cody Davis. And I know we have Stanley Thomas Oliver is questionable. And that's another thing I want to get into. In status reports on injuries. So the two key updates, Carolina Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey has been activated. The main question is, will he play tomorrow or not? So he's activated now. If you ask me, I still believe we can be confident in our rushing combo of Amir Abdullah, Chuba Hubbard, and even throwing Royce Freeman. But I'll say this. If they want to run Christian McCaffrey, they need to seriously limit his touches. They got to limit his touches. It's great to see that they've activated Christian McCaffrey. We're definitely going to need him. But for this game in particular, I really feel that if he does play, limit his touches. If you want to also spread them out in the slot while you have Chuba, Royce Freeman, and Amir Abdullah in your backfield, that's fine. That's fine. I think that can work. But I think with Christian McCaffrey, seeing his first piece of action since the Texans game, I think they're going to want to ease him back into the flow, into the lineup. So that's what I think they should do with Christian McCaffrey. If he does play, which honestly, it wouldn't bother me that much if they decided, you know what, we're going to sit you out for one more game. That would not bother me. If they do play him, limit his touches. Like, I would say perhaps, depending on the flow of the game, maybe no more than 15 touches. For him specifically. No more than 15 touches. Like, we need to really see where he's at and if he's really 100%. Maybe he is, maybe he's not, but ease him back into the offense. And I think we'll really get an idea of where he's at tomorrow in this game. Another piece of news, Sam Darnold has cleared the concussion protocol and has been listed as a game time decision. I'm kind of at a crossroads with this one. Of course, between PJ Walker and Sam Darnold, of course, Sam Darnold's the better option to go with. But the thing is, I don't believe he's 100%. I don't believe he's 100%. So it's tough. But if he's not ready to go, PJ Walker will start. I think Sam Darnold gives us a better shot. PJ Walker, there's still some unknowns with. So we'll have to see what happens. So he's a game time decision. But I think if he's good enough to go, I think you got to take a chance. I think you got to take a chance. Like, I would take a little more of a chance on Sam Darnold playing than Christian McCaffrey playing, but two different circumstances. Christian McCaffrey is coming back from injury. Sam Darnold suffered an injury, but he's cleared from the concussion protocol, and he also has that shoulder as well. So if he plays, great. If he doesn't play, I understand. I definitely understand. But it's a game time decision. So there's a lot of things that's going to play into that. With Christian McCaffrey activated and Sam Darnold clearing concussion protocol. Not only that, we still have Pat Elflein, which I believe he was a full participant. So we may see him back in the lineup. Miles Hartsfield has been designated to return. So we'll have to see if he gets some action in this game. And then apparently they have promoted punter Lachlan Edwards and our newest receiver, Willie Snead, to be eligible to play in this game. So we could see them as well, which, like I said, Willie Snead does have some experience. He's a veteran. So we'll have to see what happens. And if I remember correctly, here, let me check out another link with the injury report. Shaq Thompson should still be good to go in this game, as well as Stephon Gilmore, CJ Henderson, Cameron Irving, Matt Paradis, Jermaine Carter Jr. Stanley Thomas Oliver III is listed as questionable. I know he's mainly been used in special teams. But if anything is positive from this, Carolina's getting a lot of folks back. They're getting a lot of folks back. And little by little, this team is getting back to being healthy. And I think this is going to be a big key to any chance of Carolina making a one last ditch run at trying to make the playoffs. But let's take a look at this matchup, because I feel like this is an even matchup. So let's take a look at the Patriots. Of course, you never want to sleep on Bill Belichick. One of the best coaches in the business. The record shows, the history shows. And of course, I'll always have the thought of Super Bowl in the back of my mind whenever I think about the Patriots. But let's look at this matchup. Looking at the Patriots offense, one thing that sticks out to me about the Patriots offense is they are sixth in the league in third down efficiency with 44.9% average on third downs. So this team is very good on third downs. I know a lot of people are like, well, we're going against a rookie and Mac Jones. But if you ask me, I feel like so far this season, I feel like Mac Jones has been the best rookie quarterback so far. I think he's been the best so far. They're in the top 10 in points per game. They're ranked 10th with 25.8. So this is a Patriots offense that can put points on the board. They're in the top 10. They do struggle in the running game. They're ranked 22 in rushing yards a game with only 101.1. Net passing yards, they're 13th with 253.5. So tend to be a little more successful in the passing game than in the run game. They're tied for 13th in sacks allowed with 15. But if anything that sticks out is how they do on third downs and points. Points. Those are the two main things that stick out to me the most about this Patriots offense. And, we have to also look at their offense. I mean, they got some weapons on that team. I mean, Damian Harris, Brandon Bolden. I mean, you got let's see, Hunter. They got Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. They got Nelson Aguilar. So they got some weapons on offense. Jacoby Myers, weapons in the air. James White is usually a name that comes to mind as well. But I mean, they got a good offense. They got a pretty dang on good offense, especially being able to put up points and manage well on third downs. And, just compared to Carolina's offense, I mean, really the only thing we got going is the run game. We're 16th in rushing yards per game, but everything else is still struggling. I mean, we're still 28th in sacks allowed, 24th in third down efficiency, although we did have a good week last week against Atlanta when we were 10 of 17 on third down. So hopefully they can build from that and transition a lot of that into this game. And, offense still can be better, can be a lot better. And I'm hoping the offensive line can have another game not giving up a single sack. So that a lot of momentum from last week has to continue here. Receivers, you got to make the catches. Sam Darnold threw great passes in that Atlanta game, but there were a lot of drops. So, if Sam plays, hopefully he can continue that. But the receivers, y'all have got to make those catches. You got to secure those catches. It's so important. So Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. I don't think Terrace Marshall Jr. still is good to go yet, but Shi Smith, Tommy Tremble, he had a few drops. Looks like Willie Snead may get some action, but like receivers, y'all got to really haul in those catches. Now, let's take a look at defense. Now, the Patriots, while not a whole lot of high numbers, they have a pretty dang on decent defense. I mean, they're tied for 7th in takeaways. So they're in the top 10 in takeaways with 13. They're in the top 10 in points allowed per game at 20.5. They're ranked 8th. You have, let's see, they're tied for 12th in sacks. They have 13, which that's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Total yards allowed per game, they're ranked 13th. So, I mean, the Patriots have a pretty decent defense. And then you have to also look at the folks on there. I mean, Christian Barrymore has been playing well. Lawrence Guy, one of their veteran guys on the D-line. I mean, you got Dante Hightower, although he's kind of declined a little bit, he can still play. He can still definitely play. And let's see. Devin McCourty, I mean, they got some notable names. Jalen Mills on defense, in the secondary. So I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the offense fares against the Patriots defense, because our offense has struggled and they have a decent defense, so they can take advantage if we just cannot get the offense going. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. And like I said, Carolina's defense is still strong. I mean, second in total yards allowed, second in passing yards allowed, tied for fourth in sacks. I mean, third down efficiency, like we're ranked third. Like I said, we're 18th in takeaways, but we did get 2 takeaways in the previous game, so hopefully we can really get that going. If you ask me, I feel like it's going to be a battle of defenses in this game. I mean, both teams have good defenses. Yeah, Carolina has the better defense, but New England's defense ain't trash. They have a pretty dang on good defense. So I really feel like it's going to come down to who wins the battle on defense, who wins the turnover battle. But it's going to be tough. And like I said, the coaching staff, Patriots have a good coaching staff, Bill Belichick leading the way. So it's going to be tough, y'all. I think it's going to be a tough game, mainly because I think it could really go either way. And these two teams are somewhat, in a way, evenly matched. They're somewhat evenly matched. So man. Looking at this matchup, score prediction. This is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough. But for score prediction, I'm going to say 14-10 Carolina. 14-10 Carolina. I think it's going to be another game similar where Carolina may get the lead, the Patriots come back and score 10 straight points, but Carolina does enough to hold on to a 14-10 victory. So that's what I'm going to say, 14-10. And I wanted to also emphasize that the game plan. So for the offense for Carolina, continue the ground game, run that ball, mix it up. Like I said, you got a combo backfield with Amir Abdullah, Royce Freeman, Chuba Hubbard. You throw Christian McCaffrey in there if you want. I feel like it's very optional, but if you do, limit his touches. But you got to keep the ground game as your bread and butter. So I expect to see the offense really run the ball, and then hopefully open up for play action. Offensive line's got to do what they did last game, protect the quarterback, give him time. And if Sam can make the kind of throws that he did in the previous game and the receivers can actually catch him, then the offense can get a good rhythm going. Because one of the two main things that stood out last game for the offense that really helped out is third down efficiency and time of possession. I mean, the offense did such a great job on time of possession. It gave the Panthers defense plenty of rest each series, plenty of rest. And when they're well rested, they're able to go back into the lineup fresh and take advantage. So if the offense can win the time of possession battle, they can do well on third downs. But I think, like I said, it's going to come down to good ground game, receivers catching, Sam Darnold putting the ball accurately for the receivers like he did, and just win the time of possession battle. Now, on defense, I mean, Carolina, like I said, I hope to see some aggressive pass rushing. Really get up in Mac Jones's face, really stifle him. This is a good opportunity to really give him a lot of pressure and not enough time to make good throws. So I expect to see a lot of blitzing. Here's hoping that Phil Snow can put a good mix of packages for blitzing. And other than that, I mean, I'm confident in Carolina secondary. Got a great secondary. I'm confident that they can defend well. But I think a big part of this defense is going to be getting constant pressure on Mac Jones. I would love to see it at least 5 to 6 sacks tomorrow. I would love to see that. I think that'll be a big help. But yeah, I'm not too concerned with the defense. But I feel like that's the game plan for Carolina to really be successful. And I think a lot of eyes are going to be on the offense. But something tells me this is going to be a defensive battle because both teams have good defenses. But as surprising as it sounds, Carolina is currently the 7th seed in the NFC. For how long remains to be seen, but it's a positive. It's a big positive. Now, coming off of the win against Atlanta, this is a great time to really get a streak going, a win streak going. But some questions that I have for y'all, for those that are watching and for those that plan on watching later. One, do you think Christian McCaffrey will play? And if he does, how many touches do you think he'll get? I think if he plays, no more than 15. Another question, Sam Darnold, game time decision. Do you think Sam Darnold plays or do you think PJ Walker plays? Personally, I would like to see Sam Darnold play if he can, if he feels he's good to go. But if not, being that he's questionable, game time decision, then, I mean, you got to roll with the healthy guy and PJ Walker. You got to roll with the healthy guy if that's the case. I mean, I'm not saying that Sam can't come in here and he'll be fine, but PJ is the healthy guy out of the two. So it's tough because I feel like a lot of folks are, kind of half and half on PJ Walker. Hey, Raphael Michaels. My boy is live. Indeed. Discussing some Carolina Panthers. This matchup with the New England Patriots tomorrow. But I look forward to it. I definitely look forward to this matchup. And like I said, Carolina's getting some people back healthy. Christian McCaffrey. It's good to see Miles Hartsfield coming back healthy. We got Shaq Thompson back for last week, and that was a big boost to the defense. It looks like Pat Elflein is going to play as well. But it's good to see we're getting some folks back healthy. So this is good news going forward and hopefully being able to make a run for a playoff spot. Because like I said before, the season ain't over yet. Right now, we're 4-4. We're going up against another 4-4 team. It's going to be tough, but the season is far from over. Far from over. So Carolina has a good opportunity to really keep this going. And I think they got a good chance of winning. It could go either way, but like I said, score prediction 14-10. Carolina. That's my score prediction. 14-10. But looking at this article on here when it's talking about things to watch for on Panthers team website. I mean, yes, you got the quarterback situation. This is definitely a big question. Okay, so they're saying that they're expected to stick with Michael Jordan and Trent Scott at guards, despite Pat Elflein being back on the active roster. Okay. So if that's the case, I mean, if this is the same lineup in the offensive line that was there in the Atlanta game, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, they did a good job of protecting Sam Darnold, and they didn't give up a sack. So that's a positive. So if that's the case, it's looking like Cam Irving, Michael Jordan, Trent Scott, Matt Paradis, Taylor Moton. It's looking like that's the O-line going into this game. Fair enough. And then they were talking about spread it around, talking about the touches. Yeah, that's got to be key with the running backs. So limit his touches. Main thing is limit his touches. If he has to play, limit those touches. So they also said here about Stephon Gilmore that he only played 17 snaps in the Falcons game. So it looks like that's something that they're probably going to do with Stephon Gilmore. And he didn't necessarily start last week. So it may be one of those things where his snaps are limited as well. And then we have to also think, we're getting CJ Henderson back, Miles Hartsfield, we're getting him back. So, I mean, I'm okay with limiting his snaps as well. Let's see. And then, they're talking about getting pressure from the D-line. Hassan Reddick's been leading the charge in sacks, but hopefully we get to see more Brian Burns getting into that backfield. And then they also made a note. Matt Judon of the Patriots has 8 sacks in the league. So, the O-line is definitely going to be tested. So I think this will be a close matchup, probably closer than we might think. But I see this being a close matchup. But final score, 14-10, Carolina Panthers. But anyway, that's all that I have. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. What do y'all think the keys to this game are? Do you think Christian McCaffrey will play? And if so, how many snaps or how many touches do you think he'll get? Sam Darnold, he's a game time decision. Do you think he plays? Or do you think PJ Walker plays? Let me know what your predictions are with that. And by all means, share your score predictions as well. But anyway, that's all I have. Looking forward to this game. Hopefully we can get another victory and increase to 5-4. But we shall see. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this content. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And thanks again for watching. And I will see y'all very soon. And we'll do my recap of the game later afterwards. So look forward to that. But for Blitzball Champ Gaming, this has been another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk with your man, your bro, Blitzball Champ. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all soon. Good night and peace.